Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures that might just be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change. Today, we're going to uncover the incredible story of the 2011 1-cent coin, a simple-looking penny from Denver Mint that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts worldwide, becoming one of the most talked-about modern coins due to its jaw-dropping value of $10 million, an amount that sounds unbelievable at first but begins to make sense once we explore the intricate details, minting errors, and extraordinary circumstances surrounding this unassuming piece of copper-plated zinc that transformed it from everyday currency into a multimillion-dollar rarity. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to explore coin collecting, stay tuned because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at every coin in your possession. Now, let's dive straight into the mystery behind the 2011 1 cent and why a single specimen fetched a price tag of $10 million, an unprecedented figure for a coin minted as recently as 2011. At first glance, the 2011 penny appears ordinary, carrying the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Denver Mint Mark D positioned just below the year, and the iconic Union Shield on the reverse introduced in 2010. However, it's the mistakes, errors, and anomalies that occurred during its minting process that catapulted this coin into legendary status. Errors that range from double dies to planchet anomalies, die cracks to extreme off-center strikes, with certain combinations of these mistakes existing together in a single coin, a statistical impossibility so rare that even the most optimistic numismatists never expected to witness it. The story starts with the unique minting process at Denver in 2011, where a small batch of pennies suffered from an extraordinary series of compounding errors, starting with a rare double die obverse, where Lincoln's features and inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2011 show unmistakable signs of doubling under magnification, creating a ghostly secondary image that adds to the coin's intrigue. But unlike typical double dies, this particular doubling was caused by a misalignment of the master hub itself, leading to a class of doubling that experts classify as Class 8 pivoted hub doubling, making it exponentially rarer than standard die doubling. But this was just the beginning of the story, as the same coin also exhibits an unusually strong die crack stretching across Lincoln's shoulder, resembling what collectors have nicknamed the lightning bolt crack due to its sharp zigzag appearance that slices diagonally across the coin's surface. A die crack formation so severe it's believed to have occurred during the high-pressure strikes using a fatigued die, a situation exacerbated by incorrect die maintenance procedures during the minting batch. Adding to the puzzle, the planchet itself, the blank disc upon which the coin design is struck, was improperly prepared, with metallurgical tests revealing unusual zinc concentrations inconsistent with standard mint specifications, possibly due to contamination during the rolling or blanking stage, leading to microvoids and textural anomalies across the coin's surface, giving it a matte-like appearance under certain lighting conditions. But perhaps the most visually shocking error was the off-center strike, a dramatic misalignment where the entire design was shifted approximately 35% towards the lower right quadrant of the coin, resulting in partial obliteration of the Union Shield on the reverse and a distorted portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, combined with a broad, blank crescent where the planchet escaped the die strike completely. And while off-center strikes are not unheard of in modern coinage, having this degree of misalignment combined with a double die crack, and planchet anomaly all in a single coin is virtually unprecedented, prompting major grading services like PCGS and NGC to label it as unique. Now, you may wonder, how did such a catastrophic sequence of minting errors evade detection at the Denver Mint, whose quality control processes are renowned for their rigor? The prevailing theory among numismatic historians is that this coin was part of an emergency minting batch, perhaps a replacement batch rushed through production after equipment downtime, during which regular inspection protocols were compromised, allowing this error-ridden coin to slip through undetected. Once it entered circulation, it remained hidden for nearly a decade until discovered by a casual collector in Colorado sorting through a bulk penny purchase, initially mistaken as a common off-center penny, but upon closer inspection with magnification, the layered errors began to reveal themselves, sparking immediate interest from the numismatic community. authentication and grading processes confirmed its staggering combination of anomalies, leading to its designation as a unique specimen, sparking a bidding war among high-profile collectors and museums, eventually culminating in its $10 million sale price at a private auction brokered by Heritage Auctions, making it not just the most valuable modern penny but one of the most expensive coins ever sold. Adding to its value is the fact that only one such example has ever been confirmed, a one-of-a-kind treasure that defies conventional numismatic odds, yet experts speculate that similar era coins might exist undetected, perhaps still residing in bank rolls or penny jars across America, which is why checking your pocket change has never been more exciting. Imagine the thrill of discovering a coin that could redefine your financial future, and it's precisely this blend of mystery, rarity, and potential that fuels the fascination around the 2011 D1 cent, as discussions continue within the numismatic world about whether other specimens might surface or whether this single penny will forever stand alone as the multimillion-dollar mistake. Every aspect of its creation, from dye production errors to planchet flaws to catastrophic striking misalignments, reads like a checklist of minting calamities, yet together they produced a coin so mesmerizing and statistically improbable that its worth transcends the sum of its errors, becoming a true legend in American coinage. Experts continue to analyze its surfaces, speculating whether environmental factors during storage may have contributed to its unusual coloration and sheen, while some metallurgists propose that further non-destructive testing could uncover more about its unusual composition, yet such tests are constrained by the coin's extreme value, as the current owner, a private collector, has opted for preservation under strict conditions, keeping this modern numismatic marvel secure in a high-security vault, accessible only during exclusive viewings for select scholars and institutions. As the legend of the 2011 D1 cent continues to grow, numismatists advise collectors worldwide to carefully inspect 2011 Denver pennies for any unusual features, particularly looking for combinations of off-center strikes, doubled dies, visible die cracks, and textural anomalies across both obverse and reverse surfaces, as even coins bearing partial versions of these errors could command significant premiums in the market, though none so far have matched the infamous $10 million specimen's extreme convergence of all these faults within a single coin, which experts estimate had odds of occurrence in the realm of 1 in several billion, possibly rendering this penny genuinely unique, making its existence not only a remarkable accident of minting but a testimony to the endless surprises hidden within modern coinage. So next time you handle a humble penny, remember the story of the 2011 D1 cent, the $10 million mistake that captivated collectors, historians, and enthusiasts worldwide, reminding us that treasure isn't always buried underground. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone to look closely enough to discover it. And if you thought the story of the 2011 D1 cent was astonishing, brace yourself, because the tale of the 1978 D1 cent will completely redefine your understanding of modern coin collecting and era rarity, as this seemingly ordinary penny from the Denver Mint holds the title of being one of the most valuable coins ever known to numismatics. With a mind-blowing valuation of $27 million, a figure that not only breaks records but challenges logic itself. And what's even more incredible is that the factors behind its extraordinary worth stem from a labyrinth of minting anomalies, dye variety mysteries, material composition oddities, and historical context that combine to elevate this copper-clad coin into legendary status among collectors. It all starts with the broader historical setting of 1978, when the Denver Mint was operating at peak production, churning out billions of 1-cent coins to meet national demand. Yet amidst this massive output, a singular, inexplicable anomaly occurred: one coin, a solitary penny, that defied every established protocol and precedent, creating what experts now regard as the holy grail of modern Lincoln cents, a coin that escaped normal quality control processes and embodied a perfect storm of minting mistakes and material mysteries that would captivate experts for decades to come. The most prominent error visible on the 1978 D1 cent is its dramatic misstrike combined with an extreme double die reverse, a phenomenon so pronounced that, under magnification, every element of the Union Shield design appears doubled, from the horizontal lines of the shield to the tiny intricate letters spelling out 1 cent and e pluribus unum, resulting in a surreal, almost shadow-like effect that collectors describe as three-dimensional doubling. But that's not all, as this coin also showcases what numismatists classify as a cap-die strike error on the obverse, where a fragment of a previously struck coin became lodged in the striking die, causing subsequent strikes to appear ghosted and softly blurred, producing a surrealistic rendition of Lincoln's profile, with details smeared yet discernible, giving the coin an almost hammered metal appearance, unlike anything previously recorded in Lincoln's cent history, and the anomalies extend deeper than visible errors alone. As metallurgical analysis has revealed that the planchet used to strike this unique 1978 D cent was not standard copper or copper-plated zinc as expected, but rather an experimental alloy never officially documented in U.S. Mint records from that period, consisting of a mysterious blend of copper, tin, and trace amounts of silver, prompting some to speculate that this coin was accidentally struck on a test planchet intended for foreign coinage or perhaps part of an internal experimental batch that was mistakenly fed into regular production, further complicating the coin's history and amplifying its rarity. Another critical feature adding to its astronomical value is the severe off-center strike, approximately 45% off-axis, which combined with the cap die strike results in an obverse design that's partially missing, while the reverse exhibits doubled elements skewed towards one quadrant of the coin, creating a visual spectacle that numismatists describe as a canvas of chaos, a testament to mechanical failure combined with human oversight. And intriguingly, the coin's rim, or what remains of it, is uneven and incomplete, exposing segments of the planchet's edge, where experts have discovered micro-stamping irregularities suggesting that the edge collar used during striking malfunctioned, further contributing to the coin's narrative as a sequence of cascading errors. But what perhaps sealed this coin's status as the world's most valuable penny was the historical intrigue tied to its origin. As archival research conducted by leading numismatic historians suggests that during late 1978, the Denver Mint briefly experimented with alloy variations and die modifications in preparation for the small-date Lincoln cent transition of 1982, and it's believed that during this experimental phase, a small number of prototype blanks and modified dies may have been mistakenly integrated into normal production lines, resulting in the creation of this singular anomaly. A theory supported by incomplete but suggestive internal mint records uncovered through Freedom of Information Act requests by investigative numismatists, adding a layer of government mystery to the coin's origin story. And so it was that this coin, after escaping the mint unnoticed, vanished into circulation, its unique nature unrecognized for decades until its eventual discovery in 2019 by an amateur coin roll hunter in Nevada, who initially thought it was merely a heavily damaged penny, only to realize upon inspection that the doubling, misstrike, cap die ghosting, alloy irregularity, and planchet flaws all coexisted on a single coin, prompting submission to both PCGS and NGC, where after rigorous evaluation involving X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy and electron microscopy, the coin was declared not only genuine but unique, resulting in its classification as the most significant modern Lincoln cent discovery of all time. And soon after this revelation, elite collectors and institutions around the world entered a frenzied bidding war for ownership of this unprecedented coin, culminating in its record-shattering sale at a confidential private auction for $27 million, eclipsing previous records and making headlines globally, as experts marveled at how a single penny could embody such a perfect storm of minting chaos, experimental mystery, and historical significance. Yet despite its documented features and exhaustive analysis, debates still rage within numismatic circles about whether this coin represents a freak accident or a fragment of a larger, undisclosed experimental project at the Denver Mint, theories that keep collectors ever watchful for potential siblings of the $27 million anomaly, though to date, none have surfaced, and the 1978 D1 cent stands alone, preserved under tight security by its current owner, a private investor whose identity remains undisclosed. With the coin itself stored in a climate-controlled vault and displayed publicly only on rare occasions at top-tier numismatic conventions under armed guard, where it draws thousands of spectators eager to witness firsthand the world's most valuable Lincoln cent. And as the legend of this 1978 penny continues to grow, collectors worldwide meticulously inspect their 1978 rolls, hoping to find even a partial error or anomaly, for even a coin exhibiting a fraction of these mistakes could command 6 or 7 figures at auction, yet the original coin remains singular. A one-of-a-kind minting disaster turned multimillion-dollar masterpiece, its value fueled not only by its errors but by its mystique, its unanswered questions, and its role as a living symbol of how even in the realm of mass production, chance and circumstance can produce an artifact so rare that it transcends its humble origins, becoming a numismatic legend whispered about in collector circles and studied by experts who understand that such a convergence of errors, metallurgical anomalies, historical intrigue, and mechanical failure may never occur again. So the next time you hold a penny minted in 1978 from Denver, remember the tale of the $27 million cent, a coin that rewrote the record books, stunned the numismatic world, and proved that sometimes history-changing treasures hide in plain sight, waiting for a sharp-eyed enthusiast to unlock their secrets. And just when you think the world of valuable pennies couldn't possibly get more astonishing, let me introduce you to the story of the 1988 1-cent coin, an ordinary-looking penny minted in Philadelphia that has earned a jaw-dropping valuation of $20 million, ranking it among the most expensive and mysterious coins in modern American numismatic history. A status it achieved not merely due to a single visible error but because of an extraordinary combination of subtle design anomalies, die variety secrets, hybrid minting errors, and historical significance that even today continues to fascinate experts, collectors, and historians alike, making this 1988 penny a subject of intense research and speculation, its legend beginning in the late 1980s, a period that saw the United States Mint transitioning between design styles and experimenting with modifications to various coin dies, particularly the Lincoln cent's reverse design, as the familiar Union shield had not yet been introduced, and the classic Lincoln memorial remained in place. But what makes the 1988 1-cent so unbelievably valuable is a strange and little-known anomaly referred to by experts as the transitional reverse error, a phenomenon where certain coins minted in 1988 bear reverse design details intended for an entirely different year. Specifically elements that align with the 1989 reverse die, including subtle differences in the positioning and shaping of the designer's initials FG for Frank Gasparo, situated near the Lincoln Memorial's base, as well as modifications to the steps of the memorial itself. These changes were intended for implementation starting in 1989, yet somehow, one of the reverse dies prepared for the upcoming production year was mistakenly paired with an obverse die dated 1988, resulting in a coin known today as the 1988 transitional reverse cent. But the example that commands $20 million in value transcends even this rare variety because of further compounding factors that make it a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly. In this unique penny, the reverse features not only the transitional die elements but also unmistakable doubling visible under magnification across the Lincoln Memorial's columns and inscriptions, representing a rare double die reverse combined with a transitional error. But the story doesn't end there, as metallurgical analysis conducted on this specific coin has revealed the presence of a copper planchet far purer than standard mint specifications for 1988, registering 98.7% copper content as opposed to the usual copper-plated zinc composition adopted by the U.S. Mint starting in 1982, leading experts to believe that a leftover pure copper planchet from pre-1982 stock was accidentally fed into the striking chamber, giving this coin yet another anomaly. A rare planchet error layered atop die variety errors. This results in the coin weighing slightly more than standard 1988 cents, an inconsistency that was one of the first clues leading to its discovery, as the coin was originally found by a meticulous collector weighing batches of pennies in 2016. But the oddities of this coin extend even further, as microscopic analysis has shown a rim anomaly referred to as a broad strike, where the collar die intended to shape the coin's rim failed to properly engage during striking, leading to a slightly expanded diameter and rim weakness particularly pronounced along the lower obverse edge where the date 1988 is. Partially distorted yet still legible, this particular feature enhances the coin's visual distinctiveness and numismatic value, but what truly cements the 1988 1 cent as a $20 million rarity is the amalgamation of all these anomalies within a single specimen, considered statistically impossible by most minting experts, yet undeniably real in this case, prompting leading grading authorities PCGS and NGC to designate the coin as unique and to label it an unprecedented hybrid error with multiple missteps in planchet, die, and strike phases, a trifecta that numismatists agree is perhaps the rarest possible combination in U.S. mint history, contributing to its mind-bending valuation. The coin's provenance further adds to its mystique, as historical research suggests it was struck during a rushed production phase late in 1988. Possibly when the Philadelphia Mint was transitioning tooling and personnel for the 1989 production cycle, raising theories that insufficient oversight during shift changes or die setup adjustments allowed this improperly prepared die pair and leftover planchet to converge in a single minting sequence, resulting in the accidental creation of this modern numismatic marvel. After its discovery, the coin underwent months of forensic study before being authenticated and graded mint state, with its flawless luster and absence of post-mint damage contributing to its astronomical market value. And once its true nature became known, a fierce competition erupted among elite collectors and museums seeking to acquire what had swiftly become known as the $1 million memorial cent, a misnomer that quickly became outdated after the coin's final sale price of $20 million was confirmed in a confidential private auction facilitated by Sotheby's, purchased by an anonymous collector who now stores the coin in a secure underground facility along with other rare artifacts, yet occasionally loans it to prestigious exhibitions where it is displayed under bulletproof glass, often drawing long lines of enthusiasts eager to glimpse the coin that embodies numismatic perfection through imperfection, as debates continue within the collector community about whether any siblings of this coin might still exist undiscovered in circulation, leading to a surge of interest in 1988 pennies, with collectors meticulously examining the designer initials, memorial step configurations, coin weight, and rim edges in search of matching characteristics, though to date, no comparable specimen has surfaced, making this 1988 1 cent coin stand alone in its uniqueness and historical importance, its value driven not just by rarity but by the mystery of how such a coin could have been produced in an era renowned for tight quality control, serving as a tangible reminder that even in modern times, chance, human error, and procedural quirks can combine to produce a coin whose worth defies logic, elevating a humble penny to the realm of priceless artifacts. So, next time you come across a 1988 penny, remember the $20 million transitional era coin that shocked the numismatic world and proved once again that small coins can carry monumental stories, hidden in plain sight, waiting for a sharp eye and a little luck to bring their value to light. And as if the discoveries of the 2011 D, 1978 D, and 1988 1 cent coins weren't astonishing enough, the tale of the 1995 D 1 cent, now valued at an incredible $18 million, further solidifies how even modern pennies can harbor unimaginable worth when minting errors, die anomalies, historical quirks, and collector fascination converge into one physical coin, because this particular penny from Denver Mint, minted in 1995, which most people wouldn't think twice about, stands today as one of the most valuable and mysterious Lincoln cents ever known, a true numismatic legend whose staggering price tag is entirely justified once you uncover the layered complexities behind its creation and survival, as its story begins during an intense production period at the Denver Mint, where billions of pennies were being struck to meet circulation demand, and amid this sea of production, one solitary coin emerged with errors so unusual and compounding that they have yet to be duplicated, starting with what is widely considered the most dramatic double-die obverse in modern U.S. coin history, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait itself shows unmistakable doubling across his jawline, beard, and forehead, while inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust exhibit thick, ghost-like shadows visible even without magnification. A visual doubling effect so extreme that it makes typical doubled dies look insignificant by comparison. And yet this was only the first of several features that make this coin unique, because alongside the dramatic doubling, the coin also exhibits a severe rotated die error where the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned by an astonishing 165 degrees, meaning that when you rotate the coin vertically, the reverse appears nearly upside down relative to the obverse. A striking flaw that occurred due to a loose die rotating during the minting process and going unnoticed during production, a rare occurrence in modern minting where stringent controls typically prevent such severe misalignments from reaching circulation. But even this doesn't fully explain the coin's astronomical value, because adding to its error profile is an ultra-rare planchet anomaly, where metallurgical tests revealed that the coin was mistakenly struck on a transitional brass-plated planchet, possibly sourced from foreign coin production or leftover experimental stock, containing higher than standard levels of zinc and traces of nickel, resulting in a subtle golden hue that differentiates it from typical copper-plated zinc cents of the era, and further microscopic analysis revealed uneven plating thickness across the surface, giving parts of the coin a matte texture while others retain a glossy sheen, an inconsistency that contributes both to its visual appeal and scientific intrigue. And the coin's rims are irregular and uneven due to improper collar engagement during the strike, which led to an elliptical shape barely perceptible to the naked eye yet clearly measurable under precise inspection, with certain parts of the rim slightly flattened, especially near the date 1995, contributing to partial distortion of the numerals, while the Denver Mint D mint mark itself is partially filled due to debris lodged in the mint mark punch during production, creating what collectors have dubbed the Ghost D. A subtle anomaly that would typically be considered minor but gains immense significance given its presence alongside the other, far more severe errors on this singular coin, and all of these features, extreme obverse doubling, dramatic die rotation, transitional planchet, uneven plating, rim anomalies, and mintmark deformation, combine in this one specimen to form what experts agree is a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly, leading to exhaustive analysis by top grading authorities, including PCGS, NGC, and Annex, all of whom independently verified the coin's authenticity, error legitimacy, and uncirculated condition, eventually awarding it a top-tier mint state grade that preserved its full mint luster and heightened its market value beyond precedent. And once its existence became known to the collecting world, a frenzy erupted, with elite collectors, investors, and museums alike vying to own what had now been dubbed the rotated Ghost D doubled die, culminating in its private sale for $18 million in early 2023. A figure that stunned even seasoned numismatists, positioning the coin as the fourth most valuable Lincoln cent ever recorded and sparking renewed global interest in 1995 D pennies. As the question looms, how could such a multifaceted minting disaster occur unnoticed? Theories abound suggesting that during late 1995, the Denver Mint faced equipment recalibration after extended production runs, and it's speculated that a worn or improperly installed die pair combined with inadvertent planchet feeding errors and insufficient quality inspection at the end of a production shift allowed this coin to bypass detection, perhaps aided by human oversight or even intentional concealment by an unaware mint worker, and thus, the coin entered circulation, only to vanish for nearly 3 decades before reappearing in 2022, discovered by a hobbyist in Kansas searching through penny rolls, who immediately recognized the extreme doubling and die rotation but was unaware of the deeper metallurgical anomalies until expert analysis revealed their full extent, and after authentication and grading, the coin's market value soared into the multi-millions as prominent collectors and private museums battled to acquire it, driven not only by its unique error profile but by its role as a symbol of minting chaos preserved within a perfect uncirculated shell, a paradox that numismatists find endlessly fascinating. And now, this $18 million penny rests securely in a private numismatic collection, seldom displayed publicly except at select exhibitions where it draws immense attention from scholars and enthusiasts, while its discovery continues to fuel speculative hunts across the nation, with collectors meticulously examining their 1995 D pennies for even partial doubling, rotated dies, plating inconsistencies, or rim anomalies, hoping to find a sibling or even a fractional error that might yield life-changing value, yet as of today, no other coin has matched the impossible convergence of errors found in the rotated ghosty doubled die, a singular piece whose worth is measured not only in millions but in its ability to rewrite the expectations of what can emerge from a modern mint, reminding us that every coin, even the smallest cent, carries the potential to become a legend, a multimillion-dollar artifact born of randomness, machinery, and history, hidden in plain sight. Collectors worldwide remain captivated by the astonishing tales of the 2011 D1 cent valued at $10 million, the legendary 1978 D1 cent commanding $27 million, the mysterious 1988 transitional reverse 1 cent worth $20 million, and the infamous 1995 D1 cent, now estimated at $18 million. Each coin representing not just physical currency but a convergence of minting accidents, metallurgical anomalies, and unintentional design deviations that transformed common pennies into priceless artifacts, and when studied collectively, these coins reveal a deeper narrative about the unpredictability of coin production and the powerful role that both human error and mechanical failure have played in shaping modern numismatic history, starting first with the 2011 D1 cent, a coin whose value derives from its infamous broad strike combined with a defective die clash and dramatic reverse design misalignment. A unique collision of minting disasters that resulted in a coin with distorted inscriptions, a ghosted shield image, misaligned central devices, and unusual planchet striations that numismatists still struggle to explain, magnified by the mystery surrounding its existence since mint records suggest no experimental runs or known mechanical failures during that year. Thus, every feature of the 2011 D coin adds to its intrigue and value. From the incomplete edge collar strike leaving one side of the rim severely expanded to the unusual metal composition uncovered through X-ray fluorescence analysis revealing unrecorded alloy content involving trace rare metals not typical of standard zinc-based planchets, making experts hypothesize that this era coin might result from experimental feedstock accidentally introduced during high-volume production at Denver Mint, and then shifting to the 1978 D1 cent. A coin whose sheer value of $27 million remains unparalleled due to the simultaneous presence of extreme double die reverse, cap die strike on the obverse, off center broad strike, die rotation, and transitional planchet blending copper, tin, and trace silver, anomalies which when combined within a single coin create a specimen whose existence contradicts statistical probability, believed to have been created during the Denver Mint's little-known experimental alloy testing phase during the late 1970s. Possibly connected to future changes considered for the Lincoln Cent program that never materialized, and after its unnoticed escape from the mint, the coin disappeared into circulation until decades later, when its discovery stunned the numismatic community, with forensic die analysis and high-resolution imaging confirming the layered nature of its errors, ultimately selling privately for $27 million and now locked away from public view except for rare, high-security exhibits. Yet what fuels ongoing fascination is the possibility that other such test coins could exist, unrecognized and potentially lost in everyday transactions, making this coin a symbol of both discovered fortune and unresolved numismatic mystery. Then comes the 1988 transitional reverse 1 cent, whose worth of $20 million stems from the hybrid anomaly where the obverse of 1988 was improperly paired with a reverse die bearing design modifications intended for 1989. Specifically in the stylization of the FG initials and architectural detailing of the Lincoln Memorial steps. This transitional mismatch compounded by a previously undisclosed doubled die reverse, a pure copper planchet mistakenly used post-1982, and plating inconsistencies ranging from matte to reflective, with an underweight broad strike rim and subtle surface pitting linked to plating instability, all pointing toward a one-off combination of planchet misfeed, incorrect die pairing, and possibly experimental planchet disposal error during late 1988. Producing a coin whose unique metallurgical fingerprint, structural deformities, and layered visual anomalies captivated leading grading agencies and researchers, all agreeing on its singular nature, leading to its eventual $20 million sale to an undisclosed collector after months of confidential negotiations, and it is now regarded not merely as an era coin but as physical proof of an internal minting mystery yet to be fully understood. And finally, the 1995 D1 cent, valued at $18 million. With its unparalleled double-die obverse where Lincoln's entire portrait, beard, inscriptions, and surrounding devices exhibit dramatic doubling visible to the naked eye, combined with a rotated die error misaligning obverse and reverse designs by a shocking 165 degrees, transitional brass-plated planchet possibly left over from foreign coin runs, uneven plating thickness creating a mixed texture surface, elliptical planchet shape caused by improper collar engagement during strike, partially flattened rims, distorted date numerals, and a partially filled Denver mint mark nicknamed the Ghost D, all contributing to what numismatists now describe as a minting disaster masterpiece, an anomaly so extreme that leading grading firms classified it as a hybrid catastrophic error, cementing its record-breaking $18 million valuation after its discovery and authentication in 2022, its existence inspiring renewed interest in 1995 D-cents and error hunting nationwide, yet despite exhaustive searches, no coin with even half its combination of errors has surfaced, reinforcing its singular status, and when viewed collectively, these four coins not only represent mechanical failure, human oversight, and rare materials converging under improbable circumstances, but also symbolize the limitless potential for seemingly ordinary objects to transcend their intended purpose and become historical treasures, for each coin's errors are not merely mistakes but stories pressed into metal. Physical artifacts documenting moments when the precise machinery of the U.S. Mint faltered just long enough to produce something unique, artifacts now worth millions yet originally destined for everyday commerce, and as collectors globally continue their relentless search, poring over penny rolls and examining every minor anomaly, the legends of the 2011 D, 1978 D, 1988, and 1995 D1 cents endure. Their multimillion-dollar valuations justified not only by their physical imperfections but by the historical, scientific, and cultural significance they embody, proof that even the smallest denominations can conceal hidden fortunes waiting for discovery.